28th of February, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay, we're back. Baba Kama time. Agozel Eitzin. We're ready to learn Gemora. Ready or not?
Okay. Right.
Okay, we're back.
Right.
Okay, so the Gemara says over here that oh, second, in the right place. I think this is not the right place. Yeah, oh, okay, yeah, fine. So, okay, so let's go back to just to B'mai Kamifligi. B'mai Kamifligi, this is it's really the beginning of the line. It says Ka Mifligi, about 12 lines up from the bottom. So it's connected to the word in the last line, B'mai Ka Mifligi. What's the dispute over here between the two sides? One side says that he's patur from bringing a korban shvuas edus, and the other side says no, he's chayav to bring a korban shvuas edus when he makes this false oath that he does not know any edus to be able to say on behalf of the owner of the lost article or stolen article, whatever what happened to it.
Alan, it's on the 105B3. B3.
Right.
Got that? On the right-hand column, in the middle, the Gemara explains.
The Gemara explains.
Yeah, hang on, wait a minute, wait for the rabbi, he's off.
No, I'm here.
Oh.
I'm just working on my picture.
The my K Mifligay. Right, you want me to start?
Yes.
Right, the Gemara explains, B'mai Kor Mifligay. In what issue do they disagree? It is in the following. Amar Sover, one master, Rabbi Elazar, the son of Rabbi Shimon, holds that Devor HaGodaim Hagorem, Lima Mon, Maimon, Demay, something that can cause a benefit of money is considered like actual money. Omer Sover Lay, Tormon Dorme, whereas the other master, the Tanakama, holds that it is not considered like actual money. Shmuel and Rav Hanina, too, disagree concerning this issue. Shmuel concurs with Rabbi Elazar, the son of Rabbi Shimon, and therefore rules that when a witness withholds testimony that might have helped someone retrieve his lost object, he is liable to an offering. Rav Hanina concurs with the Tanakama and therefore exempts this witness from an offering.
Okay, good. So that's what the
very long footnote for this too.
yeah, what's it say? Want to read it?
The testimony of a witness, even two witnesses, to the location of the lost object cannot guarantee its return to the owner, but might indirectly enable him to retrieve it. In the case where a witness noticed the lost animal in a certain area, but does not recall in whose yard it was, his testimony would have enabled the loser to inquire in that vicinity after the finder's identity. And in the case where he knows that a certain person found an animal but does not know whose it is, his testimony would have enabled the loser to confront that finder. Thus, in each of these cases, he withheld testimony that could have brought about retrieval of a lost object, even in the case where he recognized both the lost animal and its finder, even if we assume that he was joined by another witness to this effect. The testimony would not have guaranteed its return. For although the finder would have been unable to deny having taken in the lost animal, he could have claimed that it was subsequently lost to him through an unavoidable mishap, and he would have been relieved under oath and hence exempt from payment. See the Rashash. Thus, the issue debated by Shmuel and Rabbi Hanina, whether a witness who withholds information about the whereabouts of a lost object is liable to the offering for the oath regarding testimony, hinges on the question of whether testimony could cause a monetary gain in the same is the same as testimony that would directly bring about a gain. Shmuel equates the two forms of testimony and therefore holds the witness liable to the offering. Rabbi Hanina distinguishes between the two forms of testimony and therefore exempts the witness from the offering. See Rashi. Note that as explained here by Rashi, Rabbi Hanina's exemption applies even when there were two witnesses to the whereabouts of the lost object. And even then, the finder could have claimed that an unavoidable mishap occurred to it after he took it in. This contradicts Rashi's own statement above, that the discussion pertains to a case where there is but a single witness. Now, some Rishonim explain that Rabbi Hanina refers only to a single witness because when there are two witnesses who recognize both the object and the finder, i.e. the third case, the testimony is considered direct since it provides the loser with a definite and effective claim against the finder, and the fact that the finder can exempt himself with an innovative counterclaim is irrelevant. Rashi's intent, however, is unclear. The commentators grapple with this difficulty in various emendations of Rashi's commentary have been suggested for discussion in this matter. See Maharashal, Mandara, Basra, Rashash, and Gaios, Kon. It's further noteworthy that in the first two cases mentioned, the Ben Azai, where the witnesses recognized the object lost, recognized the object but not its finder, or the finder but not object, the information that he withheld might have helped the loser retrieve the object, but would not have been useful in court. Evidently, the offering for a false oath regarding testimony is imposed on one who withholds any information that would have led to the recovery of money, but not only one who withholds legally effective testimony. However, this emerges only from Rashi's explanation of the cases. Rahavad, cited in Shita Macbetus, takes a different approach, according to which we are dealing with testimony that could have been utilized in court. Okay, that's it.
Wow. So you see, one thing we see from that note is there's an awful lot over here that needs analysis. And we've barely scratched the surface, but we'll go on from here. So we go to the next section in the Gemora, which is Amre. Oh, 1 second. I made a mistake. Sorry. Amar Rav Sheshis. We're up to Amar Rav Sheshis.
The top of 105b4, right?
That's right.
Okay, Roy, you want to read, please?
Okay. Rav Sheshis said, the kofar Kidon, a custodian who denies having a deposit, when it is actually in his custody. This is Naa said Allah Gazela. He has become a robber over it from the moment of his denial. And from that point forward is liable to pay even for unavoidable mishaps that occur to it. The Tanya taught this law in the following Barisa. The Torah states, if a person will sin regarding a deposit and denied it, he shall return it, etc. The Madanu we have thus learned the punishment that is imposed on one who denies having the custody of his fellow's deposit. He is made liable even for unavoidable mishaps. Azachara Minain. From where do we derive the scriptural warning against this sin? Talmud Lama La Techachashu. The Torah therefore states, you shall not deny falsely. Kafira, May Leil La'anesh Maman is in brackets and Kafira is in brackets. Now is the brisa not referring to the punishment for the denial itself, even if it's not accompanied by a false oath? And the Gemara rejects this interpretation. No. The Anish Shavu refers to the punishment for a false oath. And the next bit is the Gemara counters that.
Okay, very good. So let's take a look now at the Rashis that are on this section over here. This is the last two, the second from the last narrow line in the Rashi towards the bottom of the Amud. You see in the beginning of the line, it says Hakofer bepikadon.
Right. Right.
So this is the case that Rav Sheshes is talking about. Kofer bepikadon.
Where,
So in other words, if we say that he's Kofer is to deny, he's denying the pikadon. He's denying his possession of a pikadon, something that was entrusted to him as a pikadon by the owner. And so Rashi says, Ubo Edim, and then witnesses come. Meaning to say, Rashi doesn't finish the thought. Witnesses come and they testify and they say, oh no, the Bekadon is in this person's backyard. We saw it there with our own eyes. So that's their testimony. And Rashi says that there's Edim, so that means there's two of them. So that means the Beis Din is going to believe them because if there's two of them, that establishes the matter as a fact in the Beis Din. And therefore, what that means is that this Kofer Bikadon has been caught in a lie in denying that he has possession of the Bikadon. So now the question is, what's his din? So Rav Sheshes says, Nasa Alav Gazlan. Through this, that he has denied the Pikadon, he's given the din of a Gazlan, of a robber. Now, even though he didn't actually rob it, right? Even the owner of this Pikadon is admitting that this guy didn't rob this object from him, but on the contrary, he gave it to him willingly. He willingly gave it to him, and he asked him to guard it and to watch it for him. But now Rav Sheshes is coming along and saying if he denies that he has this object that was entrusted to him, and we're now by him, he's now going to get a judgment on him as being a Gazlan. And what's the practical ramification of this, that we regard him now as a Gazlan? V'chayev b'onsin. He is going to be chayev. He's going to be liable to pay for this item if it's sitting in his backyard, safe and sound, and a lightning bolt comes along and reduces the animal to a heap of ashes. So, in a normal case, when he was watching the Pikadon, he'll say, "I'm sorry, but a lightning bolt came and reduced your animal to a heap of ashes. I'm not liable for onsim. I'm just a ordinary shomer." And even if he would be a paid custodian, he would be exempt on he wouldn't have to pay for the animal. But over here, since we are regarding him now as a Gazlan, so now he has a din as though he stole it from the hand of the owner. And the nafkamina is that he's going to now have to pay, even though he didn't do anything to destroy the animal. It was the lightning bolt that did it. And there was absolutely no way that he could have avoided that lightning bolt destroying the animal that was in his backyard. Nevertheless, he's going to have to pay because he's judged now as a gazlan. That's the din of Rav Sheshes. Says Rashi. Next Rashi, Nasa Alov Gazlan. He's now it's put upon him the din of being a Gazlan. Explains Rashi, Mishas Kathira. From the time that he spoke these words, that he denies possession of this item that was deposited to him. He is now at that point going to be regarded as a gazlan. And according to Rav according to Rav Sheshes, we're talking about over here. According to Rav Sheshes, even though he has not made a false oath, he's made no oath. Rav Sheshes is saying we're going to give him a din of a gazlan from the false denial of possession of the animal, even before he's made to swear to his denial. Umikan ve'elech, and from this point onwards, ein lo din de shomer chinam, elachayev ba'onsim im ye'anas. He will no longer at this point have the din of a shomer chinam. Rashi says he was an unpaid custodian. Don't know how Rashi knows that he was unpaid, but in any case, that's what Rashi says. And I mean, as opposed to being a paid one, it doesn't say anywhere in the Gemora whether he was paid or not paid. We just see that he was a custodian. But at any rate, he's no longer given the status of being a custodian. He's given the status of being a gazlan. And therefore, he's going to be chayev for onsin. Okay. And now the Gemora brought a brisa Tanatuna. Now, what is he talking about tuna over here for? No, just a pleasantry. Tuna, if you want to know what this expression means, Tana tuna. It means that basically what it means is that there was a sage that taught this brisa, and that this brisa, the Gemara is bringing this brisa as a support to the words of Rav Sheshes. So now, the words of the brisa are pretty sparse, and so what we're going to do is we're going to look up this pasuk. Mentions 2 words of the pasuk, but the pasuk is a pasuk in Vayikra over here. chapter 5, verse 22. Maybe we have it on the page in the Torah, or yeah, that's the pasuk over there, but we're going to look at it in its context in the parsha where it appears. We'll get a better understanding of this pasuk. So I'm going to take a look. I'm going to go get a Vayikra.
Vayikra. Oops.
Okay.
Is it 5:22?
Yeah, that's correct. 5:22. Okay, so Dabar Hashem Moshe Lemor. Shem said to Moshe, I'm starting from pasuk Chaf, which is the beginning of the parsha, where you have the big pay. That's the beginning of the parsha in the Torah. Dabar Hashem Moshe Lemor. Hashem said to Moshe, Nefesh ki sechto umala mal bashem v'kichesh b'miso v'pikadon o b'sumas yad o b'gozel v'oshak es amisoi. Okay, so we have a case over here of a person. He's the nefesh. He sechta. He did a sin. Umala mal bashem. He expropriated property from Hashem. What does that mean exactly? Malamal Bashem, there is no Rashi. Okay, since that's not really relevant to our Gemora, we're going to skip that skip over it. B'kichesh b'miso, and he denies to a member of his nation the pikadon in regard to a deposited item. O b'sumas yad. Some other type of a case. Rashi says shesam biyado mamun lihis asek bo. It was put in his possession, mamun to be osek with it, or b'milva, or a loan. He was given the responsibility over some geld, maybe to invest it, and so begazel, or he stole it, oshak esamiso, or he extorted it from a member of his nation. Okay, so that's what happened so far. And then it says, here's our pasuk Chaf Beis. Oh, Matza Aveda. So now, even though it's a separate pasuk, in the understanding over here, it's really a continuation of the previous pasuk, even though it's a separate pasuk. Oh, Matza Aveda. Or, alternatively, we're talking about a person who found a lost item. And then, Kichesh ba, he denied it. V'nishba al shaker, and he swore falsely on his false denial. Al achas mikol asher yasa ha'adam lachtoi b'heina. Okay, so let's take a look at Rashi over here. Kichesh bo. What's that mean? Says Rashi shekofar al achas mikol ele. He denied one of these above mentioned items that came into his possession, right? Rashi also, like I said, understands that this pasuk Chav Beis is really just a continuation of the idea in pasuk Chav Aleph about a person that was that got a hold of somebody else's property, either improperly, as in the case where he guzzled it, or even properly, where it was like our case, he found this aveda. He found the aveda, or actually our case is he was given to it. He was given it as a pikadon. He was given it as a deposit to be deposited by him for safekeeping. So he's a custodian. So in all of these cases, demand by the owner to give it back, he's kichesh bo. Says Rashi kofar. He denies it. He says, "What? What? You gave me something? What? What? Who are you? I never saw you before. What are you talking about?" So he is denying. You know, that's the river in Egypt land. It's called denial. Okay.
All right.
Shekofar al achas mikol ele asher yaseh ha'adam lachto ulihishava al sheker likfiris mammon. Now the pasuk, by the way, right? The pasuk, if you look at the pasuk continues and says benishba. He did make a false shvua, nishba al sheker, right? And then if you take a look in pasuk Chav Gimel, it says v'haya ki yachteh, and it will be when he sins like that, v'ashem, and he's guilty, v'heshiv es agzela, and then he will return the stolen item, or all of these other things it mentions, o es a pikadon, asher hafkadito, that was deposited by him. Okay, and then it says in pasuk Chav Daled, mikol asher yishava alav l'sheker, in all cases where he not only denied it but he made a false shvua, v'shilem oso barosho v'chamishosof v'machshisov Yosef alav, he will pay a back and also pay a chomesh. And then it says in pasuk Chav Hey ve'es ashmaso ashamo rather Yovi Lashem, he will bring an Asham offering to Hashem for having sworn falsely. An Ayel Tamim. An Ayel is a ram which has no blemish in it, for his Asham offering to the Kohen. Keeper Olav, a Kohen Lifnei Hashem, Nislach Lo Al Achas. Okay, so that's the whole parsha. That's the end of the Parshas Vayikra. This is the last parsha in Parshas Vayikra. This parsha is what we're learning right now in Bava Kama. Okay, so now we have that background. We can take a look at this brisa if we have any time left. Do we have any time left?
Couple of minutes.
Couple of minutes. Okay. So now the brisa says like this: Tanatuna, our Tana has taught us the following brisa. V'kichesh bo, and he denied it. Says the brisa, Lamadnu onesh. The Torah teaches us that somebody who's in denial, he's going to get an onesh. Where do you see the Onish? Rashi says, the Heshivas Agzela. Al Makamale Rishuse. Mishas Vikichesh. Ad the Ovid Hashava. V'zeu Onsho. Oh, we didn't see that nuance in the pasuk. It sounds, according to Rashi, he's explaining that this Bryce is saying, you see that this person simply because he was kichesh ba, he denied having this item being entrusted to him. You see that later on in the pasuk it says the heshivas agzela, and he will return the gezo. So I thought that meant, yeah, the one that was the Gazlan, he'll return the Gezel. That the Rashi is teaching us that the Bryce is saying, no, it's referring to this person also that was a custodian originally. But since he denied it, now he's got to return this thing that he gazeled. Well, where did he gazel it? Says Rav Papa. Rav Papa, I keep thinking that he's Rav Papa. Says Rav Sheshes, yeah, because the moment that he denied it, the moment that he was in denial, he's regarded as a Goslin, and the Torah says that he's got to return the stolen item. Okay, Adkan for today.
Right, thank you. Well done. Toda Rabbah. See you in meditation tomorrow.
Amen. Imertz Hashem. With Hashem's help.
Mhm. Okay, thank you. I don't know if
All the
Lou,
best.
please, up to you. See you, Lou, and Alan. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Okay.
Hatzlacha Rabbah.
Okay. Bye for now. Bye bye.
Bye, Roy.